Hi, so how did it go? Or last week? Have you noticed? What are you thinking about usually, mostly? What kind of thoughts did you catch? What kind of behavior and actions actually you took to change it? Because you know what they say? They say, what you focus on, you create. So, what are you focusing on, my friends? Are you focusing on what you want or on what you don't want? Because don't forget, our brain has got the capacity which the scientists say they would never be able to create a computer at the capacity as our brain has, as the power our brain has. Can you imagine? And we've got one for free and we don't use it as much as we could. Because if you can imagine, if we use it in all its power, oh boy, it might be even scary. Imagine if you want something and you know your brain actually vibrates in frequencies, and these frequencies are either low, depends on what we think about, or high, depends on what we focus on as well. And there are, like, let's say, frequencies of anger, of jealousy, of hatred, of not being good enough. And all these frequencies are actually vibrating in low level. And we are like a radio, right? We just need to get the right frequencies to be bringing into our life what we want. And you know, as they say, if you want to know what your thoughts are, what your vibrations are, just look around yourself. And don't blame anybody else for what's going on in your life, how your bank account looks like, how your relationships looks like, because it's all about us, about what we project outside. You know, because as they say, what you give out, you get back multiplied. And this is what is very important to realize, actually listen to it carefully. What you give out, you get back multiplied. So imagine, definitely you know somebody who was thinking about, oh, those people, they have got money, oh, they are lucky. It's not about luck, it's about what they focus on, what actions they take, depending on their focus. Because if we just, you know, if we talk about law of attraction, let's say, and if we just sit and manifest and just visualize and try to manifest and and then a couple of days later we think like, it doesn't work, nothing happening, it doesn't work. Well, it's like you plant the seed into your subconscious mind. And imagine if you plant the seed into the soil, you don't go after a couple of days and start digging it out and say, so where's the plant then? Right? You know, everything takes time. And if you want to start changing your life, changing your circumstances, actually, you need to start planting those seeds and planting them and look after them the way that you focus on what you really want, and you need to put all those vibrations out there, because feelings, emotions are energy in motion. So we really have to learn how to feel those emotions which we want to create. For example, let's say I really feel myself, I am the ultimate joy broadcaster, because my quantum feeling, my quantum emotion is joy, is happiness, is joy. So I always focus on what I can do today, what brings me joy. What can I do? Okay, so even when I work, I always look for doing it the way that I enjoy. Because imagine, even if you are going to do something which you don't really like, and you say, oh, I have to do this, oh, that sucks. How do you think it's going to feel like? First of all, you bring your vibrations really low and your emotions really down. Does it make you feel good? I don't think so. Is it going to help to the tasks you are going to do? No, neither. So what can help is really to think about how to do things the way that will bring you joy. If joy is your quantum feeling, or your quantum emotion can be like power or accomplishment, like you can think like, not power in bad way, power like, wow, look how powerful I am, I didn't think I can do this, and I could, you see. So this is what it's very important to focus on in your life, those positive things. And don't forget, it's very important what and who we surround ourselves with. Because I guess you already read it somewhere or heard it somewhere that 5 closest people in your cycle have got such a huge impact on you and on your life that you are very likely either are or going to be the way they are. Like, let's say, for example, you were at the college and your closest friends started smoking because they wanted to look cool, right? So what did you do? Very likely you did smoke as well, even though you didn't like it at all. Or you were at the time already thinking out of box and you thought like, I don't have to do it because they do it. And listen, remember, these days you have to unplug yourself from that environment, from that circle of people who bring you down, who's saying like, oh, you don't be silly, you can't do this, you can't make really good money because look, you came from the family without money, or you can't be successful because it takes a lot, you can't do that, nobody taught you how to do it. And no, that's not who you are. Think about who you listen to. Think about what you actually want to achieve in your life. Are you happy with where you are now? Or would you like to achieve something more? Do you think sometimes, there must be something more to life than what I do live now? And if so, I believe this is the reason why you are here now. So if you think it's really interesting, sometimes when we wonder, how is it possible I don't have what I want? I do all that meditation. I do take actions. I read so many books about personal development. I read so many books about business and I hired coaches even, and I still am where I was at the beginning. How is that? Well, it's easy. It depends on your vibrations. Do you really want it? Or are you subconsciously afraid what would happen if you are successful? Maybe people will judge you. Maybe your friends won't like you anymore. It's very interesting to know that our subconscious mind actually runs about 95, sometimes 97, 90 and 98% of our life. It's only 3 to 5% what our conscious mind, what we actually do consciously, knowingly. Because what we learn in that age between 2 and 7 years old We learned it actually in theta waves. And the nature actually made it this way because it's so much to learn when we are little. How to do this, how to do that. So we learn it on subconscious level. So we are programmed at that age for the rest of our life. But we are not those little children anymore. We can change it because that subconscious programming, there are thoughts that were embedded there in that age. And very often I can see, at my clients and even at my friends and family members, how that environment affected us all. When we were listening our parents, for example, like, you have to work hard to make money, or rich people are bad. Where did they get it from? Probably from their parents, probably from teachers at school. So it's not our fault where we are now, but it's our responsibility. It's your responsibility, actually. If you want to be somewhere else than you are now, to take action. And you don't have to eat the elephant in the room. You can take small baby steps every single day. Because when we procrastinate, it's usually because there is something in our subconscious mind that tell us, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not safe. And even we want to take action, so we will do a million things, and then we will find out there is no enough time to do it. And then we will think like, tomorrow is another day, we can do it tomorrow. But this is not going to change our life, is it? This is not going to take us different places. Because as they say, to think about we are going to do the same things and change something in our life, it's silly. Our lives can't change if we won't change. To change our life, we need to change something in us. We need to change us, actually. And this is really the way I work with my clients. We first clear those deeply embedded negative emotions in their mind to help them start seeing things from different angles, start seeing things from bigger picture, right? Seeing that where they are now, it doesn't mean they have to be there all their life and the rest of their life. And if they want to achieve something different, if they want to have something different, then there is a way how they can change their subconscious mind programming in order to start achieving and see those things as possible, not as something like somebody else can have it, but not me. And after that, we actually work on their limiting beliefs, their limiting decisions, because like sometimes people say, when they work with some let's say healers or mindset coaches, they say like sometimes it feels like a miracles happen because they could actually do things that they thought before there's no way they could be able to do it. And you know what you can imagine, what you can put into your mind if you close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes for me now. And now, don't think about the blue tree. Oh, okay, open your eyes. What could you see in your mind? Very likely a blue tree. Because it's not about what somebody else tells you, don't do this, don't do that. And especially your subconscious mind. The more you say your subconscious mind or to yourself, oh, I don't want to, end up in a bad relationship. Oh, I don't want to have really horrible job. I don't want this, I don't want that. Your brain cannot recognize if you say I don't want. It can only recognize the end of that sentence. Bad job, horrible relationship, illness. There is a lot of examples. As for example, one friend of mine, her mother had a cancer when this friend of mine was a little girl. And all her life, many decades, she was thinking like, oh, I just don't want to get cancer. I don't want to get cancer. I don't want to get cancer. And because her mind was full of cancer, okay, one day the universe decided, all right, okay, this is what you want. Your wish is my command. And guess what? She got cancer. And because she started learning about how this kind of universal laws work, and she started discovering that it actually is all in her mind, in her subconscious mind, that what we actually create in our life is the mirror of our inner self, of our programming, And when she started learning about this, and she started changing her thoughts, started changing her views on the world, started changing her emotions, the way how she thought, the way how she acted, the way how she started creating her environment different way. After certain time, she even reversed those symptoms of her illness, and she's now perfectly okay. And she's not the only one. I have got my own personal experience with so-called incurable, not only one, but even two autoimmune diseases. And when you just listen to that word, autoimmune, so my immune system started attacking myself from inside. And I truly believe it was because my body started giving me some nuggets, like, say, Daria, look, you need to change something here. You need to do something differently. And I was really working like mad. I was going to full-time college and full-time job at the same time. I went to sleep about midnight and got up about 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was absolutely shattered. But I thought it was just okay because I was really busy. So I thought it was normal. But it was my body's sign. Slow down, girl. Slow down. I didn't listen. Did you experience something like this sometimes? When your body, the universe, however you want to call it, your higher self, your inner self, starts giving you those signs, and you just dismiss it, you don't listen to it, then it will start shouting at you. You will start feeling unwell, you will start having some symptoms. But if you still don't listen, then there is no way that it has to start screaming at you, like you have to do something different. So you either get ill, you get very sick, or something really horrible happen in your life. And very often at those times, actually, we start realizing and we start learning how to be different, how to change the way we feel, how to change the way we live, how to change the way we are. And very often only at that time we start realizing, when we look back in our life, we start realizing, actually there is some pattern, isn't it? Whether it is in our relationships, whether it is in our jobs. When we start learning about all these emotions, energy in motion, we start realizing that there is a lot with it to bring those circumstances in our life. And again, there is nothing to blame ourselves about. There is only to realize that we have got two options. We can either blame everything and everybody else around us, saying, oh, that happened because he did this. Oh, that happened to me because they did this to me. But this is a victim mentality. And you can live in victim mentality for the rest of your life. There's many people that will never change. But if you want to change, if you want to experience really beautiful things in your life, it's your responsibility to look within. To look within and start thinking about that what you focus on, you create. Nobody else. Not that teacher at school who told you just can't draw. Not your parents who said something, maybe they even didn't mean it the wrong way, but your little 3-year-old brain just took it the way it did. And it affects the rest of your life, up until now. And again, it's not to blame your parents, because they probably did their best with their resources, with how they were brought up, and they just passed it on you. And maybe it's your turn now to break that chain, to stop past those learnings onto another generations, onto your children, because then they will pass it on to their children as well. So if you want to change the way your environment looks like, the way your relationship looks like, your relationship with your children maybe, then it's time to start realizing and noticing what you actually do to bring those things to you. Because what you vibrate outside, there is no way that the universe can do anything else than just send it back to you. So, do you want to carry on your life the way it is now? You maybe do, because maybe your life is absolutely beautiful. You have got abundance in your health. You can go to sleep and fast asleep straight away and sleep really beautiful and deep and regenerating and rejuvenating sleep all the night. Or you might not. Maybe it takes you time to fall asleep. You're tossing and turning. Then you keep waking up during the night. That's not abundant health. Or maybe you have got plenty of money, you are happy with that. That's absolutely perfect. It shows that your vibrations are really high and you definitely work for it, because it doesn't come itself. Or maybe you don't have as much abundance in your bank account. And again, good thing is you can start working on it. And what is really, really important is to start noticing those changes. If you start focusing on to vibrate in higher vibrations, there must be balance between feminine and masculine. And you know, maybe sometimes if you never heard about feminine and masculine power, you might think like, oh, it's about female and male, about the sex, about the gender. This is something different. This is, you know, some people like females, we can be really good with meditation and visualization and walking in the nature, hugging trees. I don't know many men who loves hugging trees, as I do, for example. But we are not as good in practicing masculine energy, taking action. We can create all those dreams and goals and put pictures on the wall everywhere. But if we don't take action equally, balance that feminine and masculine energy, nothing much is going to change. So when you start realizing this, you will start noticing the change in your life. And this is when you actually get it. You get it. You will think like, oh, so this is what they are talking about, that law of attraction and vibrations and all that woo-woo stuff. It's not actually, it's very easy. So I hope this is just for the beginning, for you to start noticing and realizing what's going on in your life. If what you have in your life you are happy with, or you would like maybe some changes here and there, or you would like to change it totally and entirely. Then if you would like me to help you with that, just click that button and get in touch, and I will be very happy to help you with that.